Hi, this is Maddie for my part of the project for business law, and this is torts. I did battery, defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, conversion, and negligence. Alright, so battery, which is a tort against people. So basically, Martin versus the Lancaster Battery Company. So he was an employee at the battery company and had to get blood tests regularly to make sure he wasn't getting lead poisoning while he was manufacturing the batteries. His employer withheld those tests for 3 years and actually changed the results. So he developed chronic lead toxicity and he's now suing. So the court ruled in his favor and he got workman's comp. And there's the site thingy. Alright, Marthias versus Accurate Economy of Lodging Corporation. So basically they had bed bugs and they kept getting worse and worse and they wouldn't pay for an exterminator and guests kept getting bitten. So they sued and they were guilty and they had to pay punitive damages. Oops. Wait. Sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, Lord. Okay, sorry. Defamation. Alright, so Firth versus the state of New York. So, he was an employee at the state of New York. So basically, the Board of Education, I think? No, the State Department of Education posted an online executive summary of a report with full text that prepared by the Office of Inspector General, and it criticized the management style and the method of placement and storing of weapons that he used. So he sued, but they were like, nope, not guilty, quit being a baby about it, just deal with criticism. Alright, Doe, aka Twist, versus TCL Cablevision. So basically, he was a former hockey player, and he was reading this comic book, and it had a villain called Twist in it. And it contained, and the villain had a bunch of features that he had in his time. And sorry about this, the window, yeah. But he basically sued because it was like the villain was copying him. So he got $24.5 million in damages. So yeah, that's kind of nice. Alright, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Another tort against people. Allen versus Jones, and by Jones I mean the Miller Valley Jones Mortuary. Yes, Allen gave them his brother's ashes and they said take them to Illinois from California, and they lose the ashes. So they found so he sued and they found Jones guilty and they had to pay $10,000 in damages. Yep. That's a lot. Okay. Brandon versus the County of Richardson, yeah. Okay. So basically, so his daughter, I believe her name's Tina. Yep, his daughter, Tina, was the victim of a murder. And so basically his daughter was beaten and raped by 2 men, and she went to the police, and the police helped her, and they were aware of the 2 dudes who did it, and their criminal history and their violent nature, and she was getting death threats, and they didn't really care or do anything about it. And a few days later, she was found dead, murdered with 2 other victims. Yep, so the plaintiff was the father, father, sued, and yeah, they got 85% in damages, but it wasn't intentional infliction of emotional distress, it was actually negligence, was the claim, or was the verdict, but he claimed intentional infliction of emotional distress. Alright, conversion. Tort against property. Moore versus the regents of the University of California. So basically, Moore, who is the plaintiff, was going here for leukemia treatment. Well, they found something in his tissue, and they're like, "Oh, we need it more for your treatment and stuff." But in reality, they were taking it for research for money, in hope, as it says, in hope of achieving financial gain. His conversion claim was rejected. So that sucks. Really bad. You got leukemia and you're getting chopped up, especially by your spine. And yeah, nothing. Okay, so Garrity versus the State Board of Administration. Alright, so basically, this guy sued because the state board took away his fossil. That was $2,500, and they didn't give it back. So he sued, and he got compensation for the fossil. Negligence, which is a tort against property. Merrill versus Jansma. So basically, Merrill fell from the steps of a mobile home, and that Jansma knew were broken. And basically, she sued, but they found her not guilty because it was actually, the steps were actually known to be broken by the previous owner. So even though she was the landlord, it was actually the other owner's fault. But yeah, landlord wasn't guilty. Alright, Mark Vitka versus Broadhead Garrett Company. So basically, this dumb teenager was messing around probably in a woodworking class and got hurt by the machine, and he filed a suing complaint against the company of the tool manufacturer. And the company was like, no, it's not our fault, it's the fault of the school. So they did the third party defendant thingy, and the whole motion was denied because they did that. So yeah, alright, and that's it. So have a good, oh lord, you can see my face, have a good 8th hour. Alright, see you tomorrow.